Okay, hi, it's Michael Crawford. I'm back again. Pretty excited. I've just received my uh, delivery from the post office, and what did I get? I got a brand new, second-hand, 35mm f1.4 Sigma lens for my Nikon. Yeah, really excited about this one. It's had sort of mixed reviews. Some people are saying it's a little bit soft and like wide open, and some people are saying it's the most unbelievable lens ever. So I'm very curious to get this one out of the bag and see what's in there. So let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, so here it is. Alright, won't show you too much of that. Let's get unpacking. Yeah, so this is what I bought. It's brand new second hand on eBay. All the way from beautiful Tasmania in Australia. This is the Sigma 35mm 1.4 DG. Okay, let's have a look in here. Let's see what we have. So it comes out of the box like this. Now this guy's used this lens. It is a used lens, so I mean, he says that he hardly used it. He says it's as new. So I'll be the decider on that. But so far looks very nice, nicely wrapped up. Sigma always provides these very sturdy sort of bags, even with their cheaper lenses. You can see it's got a molded insert there. Okay, so we've got the lens hood here. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Can't see any scratches on the lens hood. Very nice. Instructions, don't need them. Some sort of warranty sticker. Looks kind of old. It's a bit brownish. This lens has been out for a little while now. So this lens could be anything up to, I think it came out in about 2014 or maybe 13. Let's have a look. Okay, let you know what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling a very, very weighty piece of equipment here. It's quite heavy. There is it appears that the manual focus ring is directly connected to the focusing system. Now I don't know if it's focused by wire yet or not because I haven't used it, but I can see the scale moving as I turn that. It's really smooth. Very nice, very, very nice. Very impressed. It feels cold, so I'm guessing that it's made of metal or aluminium. So very nice construction, very, very nice. The whole lens is cool or cold, cold to the touch. It is winter here, so you know, it's probably about 15 degrees C outside. Yeah, there's the autofocus manual switch, manual focus, and autofocus. Now I believe it's got autofocus override just by turning it. Okay, let's uncap this front element and have a little squiz at that. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, it looks beautiful. Perfect shape. Yep, he said it presents as new, this lens, and it certainly does. I can't even see any dust inside it, which is wonderful. Looks unmarked. Looks like he's probably had a filter on it from day one. Probably took it off when he sold it. Fair enough, I don't mind that. That's what I usually do. No extra brownie points for selling me a filter. I've got heaps of filters. Yeah, beautiful piece of glass. Quite heavy, quite heavy. Yeah, quite a bit of weight to that. I believe it weighs, it's under a kilo. I mean, it's not that heavy, but it's heavy for the size of it. Feels solid. Let's get inside the back. Oh, very clean, very clean. There are signs of use. You can see there where it's been mounted on camera. Don't know if that's going to come up, but yeah, there are signs of use, but there's absolutely no marks on the lens there. Can I open that? Great. Take off that. Nice thing with Nikon lenses, you can open it up and I'll look through there and I'll see if I can see anything. No, nothing at all. That looks perfect. Okay, now I don't have many Sigma lenses. This is actually my second Sigma lens. I've got the 19mm for the Sony a6000, which I really like. It's a good, cheap and cheerful lens that you don't have to worry about. You can throw it on and knock it about. It's only a couple of $100. This one's a bit different. This one here, you're stepping up to the about $900 territory. This is a full frame, very fast, 1.4, 35mm lens from Sigma. And yeah, let's get this on my camera and I'm going to go out, take some shots, because I just can't wait to use this lens. 35mm is one of my favorite focal lengths, and I've got great hopes for this lens. So let's get it onto the Nikon and out we go. Okay, I've been walking a bit. I've come to the park now, where I'm gonna get the camera out and test it. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to get this camera and lens out. This camera and lens I've got high expectations for. So anyway, let's have a look and see how it goes. Okay, so my methodology here is going to be that I'm going to set it into manual mode, and the method I'm going to use is I'm going to leave it on auto ISO, and I'm going to set the shutter to 125. Actually, I'll set it to 160 just to be safe. And obviously, if that's not enough, I'll crank it up because I am using a fast lens today, 1.4. I'm going to do a series of shots at 1.4, then probably do 1.4, 2.8 and 5.6, and I'll compare those three when I get back home. So let's go do some shots. Okay, so just been doing a few shots around the park here. My initial impressions are that the focus seems to be good. There's not much hunting going on. Seems to be just as good as any of my Nikon lenses. The shallow depth of field when you're a bit close to your subject, like I was taking photos of that leaf. Now that creates issues that everybody knows about. Got to be very careful if you're focusing. We'll see how they come out. But so far, so good. It feels great to use. And I'm just praying that these results come out spectacular because I'm really liking using this lens. Found some, I don't know what they are, it's like I guess it's a weed, but it's got really fine detail to it. Okay, so about an hour or so into my walk now, and you know, I've done high contrast scenes, I've done scenes with lines in them to see if there's any sort of distortion of the image. I've done the major apertures which you'd be focusing on, which is 1.4, 2.8 and 5.6. All my shots I've basically done in those ranges. So yeah, it's time to probably put the camera away and head back home, and let's see what this lens is going to produce for us. Okay, well, I'm back and I have had a quick look at the photos here. I'm using Lightroom, and I've got to say, yeah, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag feeling. I'm a little bit disappointed with corner sharpness. I was really hoping that it would be like razor sharp in the corners. I mean, I didn't really believe that it would be in my heart, but somehow I was thinking maybe it's going to be razor sharp in the corners. But look, I'm going to be totally honest and objective with this. This lens is not razor sharp in the corners at wide open. Okay, so at f1.4, it's not razor sharp in the corners. It's quite soft. But I mean, I've had lenses like this before, and that it really depends what you're taking photos of. You know, if you're going to be using this, for instance, for doing some really fine detail photographic work where you need that edge to edge sharpness, you know, where you need it absolutely edge to edge. I'm talking about like a photo of a city, you know, where you got the little lights in the buildings at night time or something like that, and you want razor sharp lines on the edges of the buildings and all that sort of thing. Or perhaps you're doing landscape photography and you want it, you know, deadly sharp. Every leaf, you know, is crisp and in detail. You're not going to be able to do that at 1.4 with this lens. Okay, now you can stop it down and it gets considerably better, but it's still not like over the moon fantastic corner sharpness. Like if I was going to do a cityscape photo, for example, I would stop it down to probably 5.6, f8, around that region, and I would do my shots at that sort of aperture. I might even stop it down lower, because actually, you know what you get with this lens? You get mad sun stars. So your highlight points, if you're doing nighttime photography, are going to be incredible stars. Like, they're just, whoa. I was testing it for lens flare into the sun, and really good. I mean, I put it straight into the sun through leaves and stuff, and you know, it's pretty hard on it. You know, it's a pretty hard, full-on test. Focusing was still good, and the flare, like when you stop it down to, you know, f16, or I think I stopped it down to f16, and I was getting mad sun stars. Like, whoa, some of the best sun stars I've seen from a lens. So really, really happy with that. So this lens is definitely a keeper. I mean, I'm not the type of person that goes out and does cityscape shots at night time at f1.4, and I don't think many people would. You'd have to be a bit silly to do that. You know, you really want to stop it down, if anything, just to blow out those highlights, and of course you're going to be using a tripod in that situation. But here I'm just sort of pushing the limits and the boundaries of this lens to see what it's capable of. And you know, at 1.4, the center sharpness is really good, nice and sharp. So what I've got here, I've got some photos that I'm just going to show you quickly in Lightroom. This one is at 1.4. This is down at Sydney College of the Arts, and okay, so this is at the print lab. I'll zoom in, and you can see at 1.4 there's, you know, you're getting purple fringing on the highlights here. Can you see all that? These hot spots here are purple, okay? Some people can't stand that. Some people don't really worry about it. When I look at the photo like that, I mean, I'm zoomed right in there. You can see that that's zooming right in on the photo. I mean, who the hell looks at the photo that close? I'm just pointing out that it's there. I'm not saying it's an issue. You pull it back and I don't even notice it, okay? Not an issue. What I will show you is towards the edges. You can see it's a bit softer here. I'll try and turn up the exposure a little bit. The exposure is a little bit out. So yeah, I mean, this is a photo that's got light and dark spots. But anyway, you can see there that the edge of the frame is not super crisp, okay? It's going to smudge in the corners. You can see that palm frond there. That is completely smudged. The roof tiles are smudged as we drag in towards the center, the print lab sign, and we're sharp again, okay? Not unusual for a lens to behave like that. Very, very common for a large aperture lens. These things are extremely hard to correct optically in the lens. But like I said, the center here, sharp, really sharp, razor sharp. Look at that, crystal clear. Pull it out. Okay, so the corners are a bit, so you're looking at an area like this circle here, okay? Now that area is going to be nice and sharp, maybe a bit smaller actually, probably about here. And then coming out of that area, of course the tree's out of focus because it's closer, but coming out of that area and you're going to have smudgy here, smudgy in the corners. Okay, now, is that a big issue? I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, let's go to the next photo. Okay, I'm just showing you a couple of the photos I did. Here's a nice brick or sandstone actually wall, and we'll go into the corner again. Again, this one here, let's look at it. It's f1.4 wide open. Okay, and you can see soft. Okay, center, beautiful, beautiful, bang on. It's super sharp in the center. Okay, superb. The edges are a little bit blurry, okay? Not too bad, but a little bit blurry, okay? As I would expect. Now, stop down to 5.6 now. Same wall, same shot. Let's go into the corners, and you can see there's a big improvement. Okay, we're getting much sharper, much more contrast. Everything you would expect from a lens, really. And it's very sharp in the middle, of course, naturally. You can see there's not too much distortion. Let's have a look with our grids. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, so talking about this this phenomenon with the edges blurred. Okay, now apparently there's a new Canon lens, the Canon 35 1.42, which is bang on. You know, it's you know, really good. It's blowing everything out of the water. It's got edge to edge sharpness, etc., etc. Wide open, of course, and it's just the absolute. It's a phenomenal lens. But, and there's a big but. Okay, I could probably buy at least maybe I'd have 2 of these Sigma lenses and change. All right, for that one lens. So, do I want to spend that much money on a lens? Well, if it's absolutely critical that I have this super sharp and I've got the funds and etc., etc., it's not. It's go and get it. Yeah, why not? You know, you're gonna have yourself a, you know, the best 35mm lens going. But if you understand this lens, okay, now talking about this lens wide open at 35, my photography is a lot of people shots. Okay, so basically you're going to have a person's eyes and face not towards the far edges of the photograph. Okay, generally. Okay, it's kind of strange to have somebody's eyes in the corners of the frame. Okay, okay, would I use this lens to take photos of people? Absolutely I would. It's unreal. I want corners blurry. Okay, I want that bokeh sort of smudge in the corners anyway. You know, I'd probably throw in a vignetting. I use that all the time. You know, the vignetting tool. So yes, I like it. It doesn't worry me one little bit. In fact, now I'm going to take some pictures of my kids tonight, and I'm going to see how it works on people, because that's a good test. Okay, I want to see how the focus goes on the eyes, and I want to see just how sharp it is, you know, when you pull in on those eyelashes. So that's going to be my next test. Well, we can see there that my son's eyes were super sharp. All those photos, by the way, were at f1.4, and also all the photos in the video that I've put up, they were all taken at f1.4 too, except for the one of the Sunstar, that was at f16. So in conclusion, I'll say the bad points about this lens. The bad points are it can be a bit soft in the far corners. It has bad color fringing, so you know, you can get some really strong purple haze in blown out areas, for high contrast areas. Apart from those things, really, the lens is spectacular. Very sharp through the center, all the way through the aperture range. The autofocus is silent and very fast. The build quality is spectacular, very solid lens. And yes, I will highly recommend this lens, and I'm definitely going to keep this one. Okay, so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I put a bit of work into this, and it's encouraging for me to continue making more videos. And yeah, maybe subscribe. I'll definitely be making more videos in the future on lenses and cameras and other things that I get. Thanks for watching. Bye.